Hi, I want to talk about the LGBTQ. Um, uh, uh, what? When did this all start? Back at Adam and Eve. Um, People um, find after a while, after people started coming around, some were attracted to the same sex. So it all started way back then. That some people didn't get excited or weren't interested in the same sex and chose to be with the same sex instead of their own. So that's kind of when gays started. But think about it, you're all born and a baby comes out. They're either female or male. You're born female or male. You are, and y'all know it. And you're innocent. You're pure. You just came out, and you're gonna have where environment is gonna shape you. Your likes and dislikes, and finding out who you are as a person is gonna shape you. And you gain opinions by your peers or by your family or by school, and that's gonna shape you. And it shapes us into who we are, what we learn. Now, uh, the next thing I want to talk about is when when people started to come out. Wasn't until about 1969 at the Stonewall riots, which was a civil rights movement to give rights to LGBTQ, and there was Stonewall riots. Now they were trying to make a stand to there's leaders, and they were trying to make a stand and want to be recognized and have like civil rights. They wanted rights as LGBTQ. They've came a far way, and October is when Pride Month, and that started in 1995. Now, I got in this discussion with my mom, so I want to put my views out there. Some people think that it's just mental health. It's so much more than mental health. It's how we identify. They came up with all these terms after the Stonewall riot: asexual, bisexual, transsexual, pansexual, all these different terms. And when you learn these terms in school, then you kind of, well, do I fit into that? Is that me? Who am I? When you start to grow up, you start to realize what we like and what we don't like. You might be attracted to the same sex and you don't get excited over someone who is a different sex than you. Where others, that's all they want to be with is the opposite sex. And they get excited over them, where they turn them on, and it's comfortable. What's comfortable for someone? How do they feel about themselves as to who they are? Um, it's all in how we view ourselves, and where we fit in society, how people have treated us along the way, and how we're respected in a certain sense. Some people hide and won't come out, and some people want to be accepted as they are. And the ones that hide sometimes are even in straight relationships, but really they really would rather be with the same sex. They find them much more attractive, and they're interested in them. And it doesn't have to be, well, they didn't play with girls' toys or boys' toys, and it doesn't have to be any of that. It's you grow up and you find out who you are and what you're attracted to and what you like and who you are as a person. And with all these terms, then they can figure out, well, this is what what I'm like, and this is who I am. And so then the terms kind of identify with them as to who they are and what they like. Now, I have my opinions about all of it. That when someone is transsexual, instead of a lot of them have body dysphoria, some of it is mental health, and they don't. But is it really mental health? They don't feel comfortable with boobs. They don't like boobs, so they might want to get them um, removed, or they use certain bras to make them so they have flatter chests and stuff. Not a bra, I don't know what the actual term is, like a corset, something to that order where it's pressing and it's making them so they seem flatter chested. So they feel like they fit in as to what they want to look like. They don't like the way they look. They don't want people to look at them and notice that part of their body. They could be for many different reasons. And people, um, I don't think anybody should have that surgery done until they're in their 20s, 30s, till they really figure out who they are, when they can really make a really wise choice. You're always finding yourself through your 50s even. And some people don't find out really what they really want until they're older. Some people really don't know who they are until they're older. Um, it's to have it any younger than that. A lot of people have a lot of regrets. Wish they wouldn't have done it, wouldn't have went through with it, or had the hormones, or had this, or had that, and that's what trans. And usually with um, gay or lesbian, they don't have the body dysphoria. They like what they look like. They're just attracted to the opposite sex. Now, people have been getting into bathroom scenarios. Um, and it's too bad we didn't have a unisex bathroom everywhere. And that's what really should happen for them, for their rights. And then that way they can go into the bathroom and be comfortable, and you don't have to worry about rape or worry about abuse or anything like that in a bathroom. But if you look a certain way, like not a cross dresser. Some people refer to them as cross dressers. Trans, they're not cross dressers. A cross to just fake it. Most of them aren't faking it. If you look like a woman and you really have male parts, you would go to. I would think I would want, if I was that way, I would want to go in with the women, and I would go in a stall. The stalls all have doors, and nobody would really know if I sit down and I pee. But it's more comfortable if I go in as a woman into a male's. I might get beat up. I might go through stuff. I might get raped. All kinds of stuff can happen to me. So as a parent, I would want my child or my adult kid to go into a bathroom of what they look like. Now, as far as that's a man. What if it's a woman? Now, the stalls don't close, and the woman looks more like a man. The stalls don't close, and they're open, and then they're amongst the other men. The same could go the woman that is trans. Um, if they can go either way and look either way, like they, them, or they should probably go with the women just to be on the safe side so they don't get raped. But if they look a lot like a man, the stalls are open for men. They don't have doors on them, so it's not real safe unless if it's unisex. No, how they fit into society is there's differences. They don't. Then most of them don't aren't accepted at church. even some gays and lesbians, they won't marry them or they don't accept them in the churches, and they really should. The older generation is really thinks it's all mental health and views them as just, you know, they're they're just not well, but they are well. They know who they are. It's you don't understand who they are. You never ask them um, how they feel comfortable or how they view themselves or what their likes and dislikes are, or really got to know them. Instead, you push them out. And churches shouldn't push anybody out. It should be a welcoming of anybody who wants to attend a true church, you know, because everybody wants to be able to be accepted, and you are accepted in the eyes of the Lord, and you can go to heaven, and you can go to hell, depending upon your choices and decisions. And it should be a safe place where people get together and are accepted. Um, and whether they're trans, whether they're bisexual, whether they're gay, whether they're lesbian, whether they have a tattoo here or there. You know, churches shouldn't say they won't marry someone for them being gay if it's allowed and it's part of society now that they fought for their rights to get married. Certain states you can marry, and the churches should accept them. They say it goes against the church. Where I don't know why they're saying it's not right to be different. Um, it changes. Way back in history, when the Bible was actually written, it was so long ago that we've came a long way, and there's lots of terms, and there's lots of this, and there's lots of that. So there should be a Bible for now, basically a Bible for people, and let everyone be accepted in the churches and who they want to be married to and who they want to be, and a safe place where they're not going to get abused or hurt by people. And churches should be a safe place to congregate and make friends and go through history and go through the Bible. It talks about gays in the Bible, I believe. I'm going to get one of those little handheld things that reads me the Bible, and so I don't have to read the book. I always get stuck on Genesis and never get beyond. But I went through baptismal and confirmation, and they taught you a lot of stuff throughout the Bible. And I've read stuff throughout the Bible in John and all those different chapters, like of verses and stuff. But there's always more to know, and there's always more to learn. So I want to get a little up on the Bible. King James Version. I'm going to buy a little hand thing. My Bible wasn't a King James Version. I thought it was. I didn't know it wasn't. It was the Standard Revised Revision. But people, we have progressed. Technology, everything. Everything has progressed in nowadays, where people are coming out as different from us. Instead of hating what we don't understand, why don't we learn to accept and love those who are different from ourselves? That's what church should teach you, and that's where you should really feel accepted, and you should fight for your rights to be in a church, and you know, churches are just made up of people. They're the ones judging you. Who are you to judge? It says that in the Bible somewhere, I'm sure. We don't judge. We're judged on our last day. So how do you get the older generation, which it's the older generations that are not as accepting? Now, another point I wanted to bring up is it has to do with environment. has to do with our interests, it has to do with our likes and our dislikes, has to do with how we view ourselves. And it doesn't mean it's all mental health. Mental health is how people have treated us in society and how we fit in, and that would be them being counseled for those things, trying to find themselves when they can't go to their family, so they go to a counselor, they go to a psychologist. Now, I guess one thing I wanted to state is it's their interest too. A lot of them are into anime. I've never watched it, never found an interest in it. But anime was written by China. I believe the artists and stuff are from China, and I don't know what they're teaching in anime. I don't know if it's really geared towards the LGBTQ. I think it is, and I don't really know what they're teaching. I have no idea. I don't know if they're teaching them to get away from the church and making fun of the church or making fun of. None of it's funny. It's morals and values. That's what church is trying to find your place in society and trying to compare way back when to nowadays and what's going on around us, the big picture. And church is just trying to find the moral or the value. Love your neighbor. There's a moral value. You should love your neighbor as you love yourself, and give expecting nothing in return. Things like that are in the Bible. And what do we do if someone wrongs us or does something, or how do we accept this person for who they are when we usually don't understand them because it's not the way we think. No two people are alike. We're all unique. And I hope for the trans community and the LGBTQ that you're accepted by family and that you have people that love you. If you don't find love within family, I hope you find love with yourself and love yourself. And I hope you find love within um, the community that the LGBTQ community. It's a shame that we just want people to be proud of us. We just want people to accept us for who we are and what we like and what we dislike. We just want to be loved, and they do too. They don't want to be hated. They don't want to be beat up, and they don't want to be the blunt of your jokes. They want to be accepted, and some use humor to try to get by. We all just want to be accepted, and they find out who they are growing up, and maybe they have one term, asexual, and they read about it and they're like, that's me, so I guess I'm asexual. There's nothing wrong with that. You're all beautiful. Love yourselves for who you are and what you're about, and others should fall in place that will care about you too. And don't be so scared. Hopefully we can break the silence and make an awareness that we shouldn't hurt others because they're different from ourselves. Have a blessed day.